Now some of you may be thinking, but Neville, I've been trying to manifest my desires for years. If there's no such thing as delay, why haven't they appeared in my physical reality? Release the idea that you are working against the clock, that opportunities have passed you by, that you must hurry to catch up with some imagined schedule. There is no delay in selecting which state of consciousness to occupy. It is an instantaneous choice. The only factor that determines how quickly your outer world reflects this choice is the consistency and intensity with which you occupy the chosen state. Many of you sit here tonight feeling that life has somehow passed you by, that opportunities have been missed, that you are running behind schedule in the grand scheme of things. You look at others who seem to have achieved their desires sooner, who manifested their dreams with apparent ease. And you wonder, why not me? Why have I been delayed? I am here to tell you with absolute conviction that you have not been delayed at all. What you have interpreted as delay has actually been divine preparation. In the grand symphony of creation, there is no such thing as delay. There is only perfect timing. And this perfect timing is orchestrated not by some external deity sitting on a distant throne, but by the God that dwells within you, your own wonderful human imagination. For God and your imagination are one and the same. Let us begin by understanding a fundamental truth. The world that you perceive outside of yourself is nothing more than a reflection, a shadow, an echo of your own consciousness. It is not causative, it is an effect. The only creative power in this universe is consciousness, is imagination. All that you behold, said William Blake, though it appears without, it is within, in your imagination, of which this world of mortality is but a shadow. So when you look at your life and see what appears to be delay, what you are truly seeing is the outpicturing of your own consciousness in its process of preparation. God, your own wonderful human imagination, has been preparing you for this very moment, this precise juncture in time when you are ready to receive and express your desires in their fullest form. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible, a story not of literal history but of psychological truth. Joseph was given dreams of greatness, visions of his brothers bowing before him. Yet what followed these dreams? Years of apparent setback and delay. He was thrown into a pit by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused and imprisoned. From the limited perspective of human reasoning, these experiences would appear to be terrible delays and detours. But from the higher perspective of divine wisdom, they were necessary preparations. Each seeming setback was actually a setup for Joseph's ultimate triumph. His time in Potiphar's house taught him management. His time in prison taught him discernment. And when the moment finally came for him to interpret Pharaoh's dream and rise to a position of power, he was prepared in ways he could never have been without those experiences that seemed on the surface to be delays. My dear friends, I say to you now, your life has followed the same pattern. What you have interpreted as delay has actually been divine preparation. The God within you has been orchestrating every experience, every seeming setback, every apparent detour, to prepare you for this very moment. Now let us explore the true nature of time. In our physical world, we perceive time as linear, a straight line stretching from past to present to future. But in the realm of imagination, in the realm of God, time is not linear at all. All moments exist simultaneously in what we might call the eternal now. When you enter the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desire fulfilled, you are not working against time or trying to accelerate a process that is taking too long. Rather, you are simply selecting from infinite possibilities the version of reality in which your desire is already fulfilled. You are not waiting for something to happen in time, you are choosing which completed reality to experience. This understanding transforms your relationship with what you have perceived as delay. If all possible states exist now, and your task is simply to occupy the state of your desire fulfilled, then the concept of delay becomes meaningless. There is only the state you are currently occupying in consciousness and the state you wish to occupy. The movement between these states is not governed by time, but by your ability to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. I want to share with you a principle that has transformed countless lives, including my own. It is the principle of revision. Revision is the art of reinterpreting your past from the vantage point of your present understanding. And tonight, I invite you to revise your entire understanding of what you have called delay in your life. Take all those experiences that seem to hold you back, that appeared to be obstacles in your path, that you interpreted as signs that you were somehow running behind schedule in life, and revise them. See them now, not as delays, but as essential preparations. See God, your own wonderful human imagination, carefully orchestrating each experience to prepare you for this moment. The job you didn't get, it wasn't a delay, it was preparation for a better position that required you to develop specific skills first. The relationship that didn't work out, it wasn't a delay, it was preparation for a deeper connection that needed you to learn important lessons about yourself. The project that failed, it wasn't a delay, it was preparation for success that required you to refine your approach. In the first chapter of Ecclesiastes we read, "That which has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which it may be said, see, this is new? It has already been in ancient times before us." This scripture reveals the eternal nature of all experience. Your desire, the state you wish to occupy, already exists. It is not something that must be created anew or that must unfold over time. It already is. Your task is not to create it, but to enter into it through the doorway of assumption. Let me tell you about a friend of mine who came to me feeling that life had passed him by. He was in his 50s and had not achieved the financial success he had always dreamed of. He felt delayed, left behind, as he watched others achieve what seemed to elude him. I shared with him this principle we're discussing tonight, that what appears as delay is actually divine preparation. I asked him to take a few moments each night before sleep to revise his understanding of his past, to see each seeming failure not as delay, but as preparation, to recognize that God, his own wonderful human imagination, had been preparing him through each experience for the perfect expression of his desire. After 3 weeks of this practice, he called me, excitement evident in his voice. He had received an opportunity that perfectly combined all the skills he had developed through his various failed ventures over the years. An opportunity that would have been impossible for him to fulfill had he not had exactly the life experiences he had. What he had seen as delay was revealed to be perfect preparation. My dear friends, this is the truth of your life as well. The divine wisdom within you has been orchestrating your path with perfect precision. There has been no delay. There has only been preparation. Now let us discuss how you can apply this understanding practically in your daily life. The first step is to completely revise your concept of time. Release the idea that you are working against the clock, that opportunities have passed you by, that you must hurry to catch up with some imagined schedule. Instead, recognize that the only time that matters is the eternal now of imagination. In this eternal now, your task is simply to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to live from the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desire already achieved, to be in imagination what you wish to be in what you call reality. The second step is to practice what I call mental dieting. Just as you would carefully monitor what foods you put into your physical body, if you are preparing for peak physical performance, so too must you monitor what thoughts you allow into your mental body as you prepare for peak manifestation. From this moment forward, refuse to entertain any thought that contradicts the truth we have discussed tonight. When the suggestion arises that you have been delayed, recognize it as a false interpretation and mentally revise it. Replace it with the truth. I have not been delayed. God has been preparing me for this moment. This mental diet is crucial because what you feed grows and what you starve disappears. Feed the concept of divine preparation and it will grow in your consciousness. Starve the concept of delay and it will fade away. The third step is to practice what I call living from the end. This means that you must mentally and emotionally occupy the state of your desire fulfilled now in your imagination. Feel the reality of it. Experience the joy, the gratitude, the satisfaction of having already achieved or receive what you desire. When you live from the end in this way, you are not trying to manipulate external events to conform to your wishes. Rather, you are shifting your consciousness to the state that corresponds to those wishes already fulfilled. And since the external world is simply a reflection of your consciousness, it must, by spiritual law, reconfigure itself to match the state you are occupying. Let me illustrate this with a simple example. Imagine that you desire promotion at work. The conventional approach would be to work harder, to impress your superiors, to strategize and plan how to achieve this promotion over time. And in that approach, there would always be the possibility of delay, of things not happening as quickly as you wish. But the approach I am suggesting is entirely different. Instead of focusing on the process of getting from where you are to where you want to be, you simply occupy in consciousness the state of already having received the promotion. You feel the satisfaction of it. You mentally hear colleagues congratulating you. You imagine the increased responsibility and compensation as if they are already yours. When you do this, you are not working against time or trying to accelerate a process. You are simply selecting from infinite possibilities the version of reality in which your promotion has already occurred. And as you consistently occupy this state in consciousness, the outer world must reshape itself to match your inner assumption. This approach transcends the entire concept of delay. There is no delay in selecting which state of consciousness to occupy. It is an instantaneous choice. The only factor that determines how quickly your outer world reflects this choice is the consistency and intensity with which you occupy the chosen state. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, I've been trying to manifest my desires for years. If there's no such thing as delay, why haven't they appeared in my physical reality? This is a fair question, and it brings us to a deeper understanding of the manifestation process. The key lies in the word trying. When you are trying to manifest something, you are operating from a state of not having it. You are affirming through your very effort that what you desire is absent and must be attained. This state of consciousness, the state of absence and effort, is what manifests in your reality, not the thing you are trying to attain. True manifestation occurs not through effort but through assumption. You must not try to make your desire happen. You must assume that it already has happened. This subtle but crucial difference is what separates those who manifest their desires quickly from those who experience what appears to. Let us examine this principle through the lens of Scripture. In Mark 11:24, Jesus, who I understand not as a historical figure, but as a symbol of the divine imagination within each of us, says, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Note the tense of the verbs here. It does not say believe that you will receive it. It says believe that you have received it. This is the key to transcending the illusion of delay. You must believe in the present perfect tense that what you desire has already been given to you. And from that state of consciousness, the outer manifestation must follow. My dear friends, in this eternal moment, God, your own wonderful human imagination, is calling you to a higher understanding. An understanding that transcends the limited perspective that interprets life's journey in terms of delay and disappointment. You have not been delayed. Every moment of your life has been precisely orchestrated to prepare you for this moment. The moment you are ready to fully embrace and express your desires in their perfect form. The moment when your consciousness has matured to the point where it can hold and sustain the state that corresponds to your wish fulfilled. I want to share with you now a technique that will help you integrate this understanding at a deep level. It is a technique I call the retrospective method. Each night before you sleep, I want you to mentally review your day, but from a special vantage point. I want you to imagine that you are looking back on this day from the perspective of having already achieved your desire. For example, if your desire is for financial abundance, you would look back on today as if you were already financially abundant. You might think how wonderful that on that day, even though I had not yet seen the full manifestation of my wealth, God was preparing me. That book one read, that person I met, that idea that came to me, all of it was divine preparation for the abundance I now enjoy. This retrospective view accomplishes two powerful things. First, it reframes your present experiences as meaningful preparation rather than frustrating delay. Second, it places you in consciousness, in the state of your desire fulfilled, looking back on your journey rather than looking forward with uncertainty. Practice this technique consistently, and you will find that your entire relationship with time and manifestation begins to transform. The sense of being delayed or behind schedule will dissolve, replaced by a profound appreciation for the perfect unfolding of your life's journey. Now let us address another aspect of this principle, the role of divine timing. While it is true that in the realm of imagination all states exist simultaneously, the expression of these states in our three-dimensional reality does involve what appears to be time. This is not because manifestation itself takes time, but because our consciousness requires time to fully adjust to and stabilize in a new state. Think of it this way. If you have spent years occupying a state of consciousness characterized by limitation, lack, or delay, your mental muscles have been conditioned to maintain that state. When you decide to shift to a state of abundance, fulfillment, and divine timing, those mental muscles need to be reconditioned. And this reconditioning process appears, from our human perspective, to take time. But here's the crucial distinction. This is not delay. This is development. Just as a seed planted in the ground is not delayed in becoming a tree, it is developing according to divine law. So too is your manifestation developing according to the law of your consciousness. The oak tree already exists within the acorn, not as a miniature tree, but as a pattern of development, a blueprint of becoming. Similarly, the fulfillment of your desire already exists within your consciousness, not as a miniature version of what will one day be, but as a pattern of development that is unfolding with perfect precision. When you understand this, you can release all anxiety, all frustration, all sense of being delayed. You can rest in the absolute assurance that what appears as time passing is actually the perfect unfoldment of your manifestation according to divine law. In the second chapter of Habakkuk we read, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." This scripture contains a seeming contradiction. It says both though it tarry and it will not tarry. But the contradiction dissolves when you understand the principle we're discussing. From the limited human perspective focused on external events, the manifestation may appear to tarry or delay. But from the higher perspective of divine law, it is not delaying at all, it is unfolding with perfect precision, neither too soon nor too late. My dear friends, I want to share with you now a personal experience that illustrates this principle. Years ago, I desired to share these teachings with a wider audience. I imagined myself speaking to large groups, writing books that would touch many lives, having a profound impact on how understood the power of imagination. But for a time, nothing seemed to happen externally. I continued to study, to practice, to refine my understanding. From a limited perspective, I might have interpreted this as delay. But inwardly, I knew better. I knew that God, my own wonderful human imagination, was preparing me for the perfect expression of this desire. I continued to live from the end, to occupy in consciousness the state of being a successful teacher and author. I mentally heard the congratulations of friends, felt the satisfaction of helping others, experienced the joy of sharing these principles widely. And then, at what I now recognize as the perfect moment, when my consciousness had fully matured into the state I desired, opportunities to speak arose. The books began to flow through me. The impact I had imagined began to materialize in the lives of those I taught. What might have been interpreted as delay was revealed to be divine preparation. Every moment of study, every practice session, every refinement of understanding was necessary for the full and perfect expression of my desire. And so it is with you, my dear friends. What you have interpreted as delay in your life has actually been divine preparation. God, your own wonderful human imagination, has been orchestrating every experience to prepare you for this very moment. This moment now is when you are ready to fully receive and express your desire. This moment now is the appointed time for your vision to speak and not lie. This moment now is the culmination of all that has come before and the beginning of all that will follow. As we begin to conclude our discussion tonight, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The principle we've explored is not merely a philosophical concept to be intellectually understood. It is a living truth to be embodied and expressed in your daily experience. From this moment forward, I invite you to completely abandon the concept of delay in your life. Remove it from your vocabulary, both spoken and unspoken. When the suggestion arises that you have been delayed or are behind schedule, recognize it. And as a misinterpretation of divine preparation. Replace that misinterpretation with the truth: I have not been delayed. God has been preparing me for this moment. Feel the shift in your emotional state as you embrace this understanding. Feel the release of frustration and anxiety. Feel the influx of peace and assurance. This shift in consciousness is not merely a psychological technique for feeling better about your circumstances. It is a fundamental realignment with the truth of your being that will transform how your life unfolds from this moment forward. When you truly understand that there is no delay, only divine preparation, you step out of the limited perspective of human reasoning and into the unlimited perspective of divine wisdom. From this perspective, everything in your life, every experience, every encounter, every seeming setback is real as a necessary and perfect part of your journey. This understanding does not lead to passive acceptance of undesired circumstances. On the contrary, it empowers you to actively participate in the creative process by consciously choosing which state to occupy in imagination. But it does release you from the frustration and anxiety that come from fighting against what appears to be delay. In the final analysis, time itself is a construct of consciousness. Einstein's theory of relativity has shown that time is not an absolute, but is relative to the observer. What quantum physics has discovered scientifically, mystics and spiritual teachers have known intuitively for centuries. Time is fluid, malleable, responsive to consciousness. Your experience of time, whether it seems to drag with delay or flow with divine precision, is determined by the state of consciousness you occupy. When you live in the state of your desire fulfilled, time becomes your servant rather than your master. The manifestation of your desire occurs not according to some external timetable, but according to the law of your consciousness. My dear friends, as we conclude our discussion tonight, I want to leave you with a practical application of everything we've explored. Tomorrow, as you go about your day, I want you to consciously interpret every experience, particularly those that might previously have seemed like obstacles or delays, as divine preparation. The traffic jam that makes you late for a meeting, divine preparation, perhaps saving you from an accident further down the road, or aligning you with the person you need to meet who would not have been there at your originally scheduled arrival time. The project that takes longer than expected to complete, divine preparation, allowing for the refinement and perfection that make it far more impactful than it would have been in its hastier form. The opportunity that goes to someone else instead of you. Divine preparation, freeing you for a better opportunity that requires you to be available at precisely the moment it appears. As you practice this consciousness throughout your day, you will find that your entire relationship with time begins to transform. The sense of being rushed, of running behind, of missing out, all of these fall away, replaced by a profound trust in the perfect unfolding of your life according to divine law. And in this transformed relationship with time, you will discover a new freedom. Freedom from the anxiety of deadlines, the pressure of expectations, the frustration of perceived delays. Freedom to fully inhabit each moment as the perfect expression of divine wisdom. This freedom is your birthright. It is the natural state of a consciousness aligned with truth. And it is available to you now in this eternal moment as you embrace the understanding that you have not been delayed. God has been preparing you for this moment. My dear wonderful friends, I have shared with you tonight a truth that has the power to transform your entire experience of life. A truth that liberates you from the frustration of perceived delay and opens you to the peace of divine preparation. You have not been delayed. God, your own wonderful human imagination, has been preparing you with infinite wisdom and perfect precision for this very moment. Every experience, every encounter, every seeming setback has been an essential thread in the tapestry of your becoming. As you leave here tonight and return to your daily lives, carry this truth with you. Let it inform how you interpret your experiences. Let it guide how you perceive your past and approach your future. Let it transform your relationship with time itself. And know this with absolute certainty. The desire that burns within you, that vision of fulfillment and achievement and joy, has not been delayed. It has been in preparation. And now, at this perfect moment, it is ready to express itself through you in its fullest and most beautiful form. For you are God's perfect creation, and your life unfolds according to divine law. There is no delay in God's universe, only perfect timing, perfect wisdom, perfect love. Go now in peace, embracing the truth that you have not been delayed. God has been preparing you for this moment, and in this moment all things are possible. Thank you, and good night.